Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is A Cold Fire Within. It was written by Christopher Smith Adair, and it's available from Chaosium and the Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 15. Our recap will be given by Morgan Llewellyn as his character, Nathaniel E.E. Cooper. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
Peculiar are the places where convalescence can be found, amid the puppeteer's theater or deep within the ground. With the shimmering beams of sunlight, gallant heroes through morning dew set out to find the spectral Ash to see how much she knew of those Lomarian traitors who lead the fascists by the hand, bringing them beneath the earth to consummate their heinous plans. That graceful malignity floating through the air promised refuge to the heroes within the heart of Hades' lair. The tallest tower touching sunken skies, holding feasting and prisoners alike. And too the translucent lady told to those heroes brave and bold that once hidden from that heaven's eaves, a path would there unfold, which heroic step should never leave. Despite what temptations lurk there to deceive, finally, before departing, she who visits the poet while he dreams, expressed conflagration was in her heart, to turn puppeteer's theater into a fire's dust. So set forth our heroes, descending into the underworld seems, like Dante, Heracles, or Orpheus after Eurydice, slipping past, perhaps looking back, down the banks of Charon's stream. Through tenebrous vaults they trod, which echoed with their marching songs for unknown days and forgotten nights, descending on and on, past an archway of strange design, choked with onerous debris, cleared away through clever mind and poet refusing to neither retreat nor retire. Later all stopped, as Marsden did espy the treading of preceding Lomarians marked through the subtleties left behind, boot prints and emptied cans. Thanatos, that denizen of hell, decided to take stock at last of those who had descended past the gate into his mother's lands. First he threatened Marsden, when his presence was near felt, as a scientist fell into a gaping chasm, like the poet who fell before. Then there was a visitor, the pious Damiel, brought up by death, a long-lost friend, Owen, that youth who found his end. Turning away from lost shades and the threatening scissors of fate, the heroes emerged into a most mysterious place, a subterranean space of madness and mist, cyan cypress and flowers of unfamiliar hue, near sunless forests and meadows without dew. There they found the stone path, the one promised by Esmeralda Ash, and at the mouth of the labyrinthian caves, our heroes rested for another conceptual day. That night there came another guest, this one dead and yet still living, a twisted work of flesh-based art. Born from hellish muse and dearth of pity, heroes rallied against this foe, who was half-headless with shoulders adorned with toes. Brought to a merciful end as carrion, fodder for birds of subterranean sky. The listless night dragged on again, through which Damiel, with new compulsion for giving gifts, pondered to whom he should give his hat, while listening to drifting sounds of battle. Down the path our heroes went, over Onyx Bridge above River Styx, averse towards the avarice, stirred by the Golden City's attire, and passing pastoral college land, tended by further puppet hands, the heroes there bore witness to Dr. Nesbitt, naked and defenseless.
All right, very nice, very nice. So, dear listeners, we join our heroes again in the underneath the earth, and as alluded to by Nathaniel, they have come upon Dr. Nesbitt, withdrawing a little in fear, completely naked, and missing 4 fingers, his ring and pinky on both hands. So, yeah. He kind of, when he sees you, he kind of looks at you, and you see him kind of pull back, and then he looks over at the home there, and he looks at that, and he looks back at you, and he sees kind of can't decide what he needs to do.
Blake, did you ever know this Nesbitt at the Institute, or did you not overlap with him there?
I think we've had this discussion before. I think it was confirmed that he took over after I left.
That sounds familiar.
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Do we still follow the precept of not leaving the path?
I suspect yes. For one thing, he might not even be real. He might be like your previous guest. Although we can all see him, yes?
Indeed. See too
And
much of him.
He kind of goes,
Nesbitt? No tongue?
he opens his mouth and, yep, he is missing his tongue. He points toward the house.
Tongues in the house.
But he wants us to go in the house.
That ain't
Yes.
gonna
Do you want to
people
get
who
someone
did that
from
to
the
you.
house? We've been advised not to leave the path, so if you'd like to bring someone out to discuss with us, please feel free.
He kind of goes walking. As he gets near the house, he kind of looks back at you. And he reaches up and with just his two fingers, he knocks on the door. And the door opens, and you see this thing standing there. It's got a torso, arms, and hands, but its head is sewn on into its crotch area, and it's hanging upside down. And goes, leave us alone. We don't want to talk. She doesn't want to talk to you right now.
Who doesn't wish to speak with us right now?
Is this the
And-
artist, crazy, insane
Yep.
thinker person?
And then the thing throws Dr. Nesbitt, kind of pushes him. He falls down. He goes like, who's speaking out there? He comes out, and because his thighs are kind of in the way of its eyes, he kind of has to spread its legs open so it gets a good view. And it's like going, more travelers.
Yes, you saw the earlier ones go by?
Yeah, they come by every few weeks, it seems. Been picking up lately.
Well, we didn't mean to trouble you. We'll be on our way.
Oh, you're not troubling me. I've seen what this fool wanted. The mistress told him not to knock on the door anymore. He'd get his clothes back when he was good.
Well, I hope we didn't get him in any trouble. We startled him rather.
That's. Did you come down here like the others, or did you climb down the cave?
Well,
Be answering the question.
we can-
That's what I was thinking.
What does it matter? We're here now, aren't we? And that's all that counts.
Yes. It's whether or not you were invited by her is what matters.
We have the permission of Miss Ash, if that's what you're referring to.
Ash. She's an interesting person. She is the one that's been inviting. Yes. So you are invited down. I will let the mistress know that Ash is called more down.
Your mistress is whom?
Regalil.
Regalel, yes. And she's the one who readjusts people.
Oh yes, she's quite talented. She's working on a new piece right now. A long-haired fellow.
Are we missing a long-haired fellow? Oh, good heavens! It's Boris.
I don't know his name.
White hair?
Yes, white hair.
Yes, yes.
Where is her studio, workshop?
It's in the house. She doesn't like to see the workers.
Well, this is a conundrum, isn't it?
How far along is she in her work?
Oh, she's hasn't quite figured out what to do with his face yet. But he's made a good armchair.
And I cup my hand. I'm like, are we gonna let this abomination exist?
How do we do it when we need to stay on the path?
And I tap my belt where the gun is.
I fear, Wyatt, as much as this is an affront to all definitions of art and decency, that we do not want to anger those who have invited us down here. It's an awful way back for safety.
Didn't Ash warn us of the slaver?
Yeah.
So they can't be friends. I'm not looking to pick a fight, but look at them.
Well, I mean,
My character being in a conundrum and starting to get extremely angry is all he can think about is lighting that guy on fire.
While you guys were kind of debating that, he's like, well, if you are going to press on, then please piss off and head out of here.
What's that other fellow's name with the less digits?
Nesbit.
Oh, Nesbit.
Nesbit. Do you want to stay here?
And you guys can give me a psychology roll on.
09. That's a regular success.
All right.
So 73 is a regular success for me.
All right. Oh, wow. That's really good. So what you recognize is the classic abuser relationship kind of reaction out of Nesbit. He's afraid and wants to leave, but at the same time is scared that if he leaves, what he'll get will be even worse.
Yes, I'd like to spare Nesbit and this crotch face and certainly Boris, but we don't know what this regular is capable of. And so it might be a matter of taking this all down once we've gotten what we came for, rather than failing at our mission at this point.
I agree.
I'm also wondering, seeing this thing, is this prompting sanity checks, or is it just so weird that it doesn't?
Yeah, we'll give you that. Yeah, we'll go do a sanity check on that. That is kind of weird. I mean, you guys have already seen one of her weird creations.
Actually passed.
86 is a pass.
85 is a pass.
Yeah,
And I wasted an 08
yeah.
that I'll need later.
Okay.
Onward then, unhappily.
Oh, we can think of it. We could always pop in on the way back.
And
sticking on the path on the way there, and I didn't say anything about the way back.
then you see the thing's hair on its head catch fire, and it starts screaming. It starts kind of running around as it can't see where it's going because fire's in its eyes, and it kind of runs. And how much damage does that do? We'll go.
I don't have that written down. It's fire.
Fire.
If it's something like a flare gun, there's also the chance that the rest of the body may catch light. So you have to you do a luck roll to see if it then takes damage over subsequent rounds.
All right. Yeah. We'll go with 1d8. You said it's hair on fire. I mean, you said it's head on fire. So.
Right.
Okay. I rolled for it. It goes running out, just screaming, and Nesbitt's like,
Spontaneous monster combustion. Who would have thought?
You hear a voice, a female voice, going, "What's all that damn noise?" But it's in Kanyan, so only Damio can understand it. And
it's asking what the noise is.
yeah, what's all that screaming? And this woman comes walking to the door. She's standing there. On her cheek, she has Dr. Nesbitt's fingers. And she stops and she looks and she's like, "Oh, visitors. Oh." She's like, I didn't know we were blessed. Magla usually tells me, but oh, he's on fire. Oh, that's awful.
She thinks we're visitors.
Oh, is that what she's saying?
Yeah. And when she hears that, she's like, "Oh, hang on, I will get the proper tongue." And she
tongue
goes back inside. You see, like in the windows, a little kind of like sparking, like electricity. And then she comes back out, and she's like going in English. I believe this is what I heard you speaking.
That's right.
Good. I have so many options. A new one that I understand is Russian, but I've never met someone like that before.
On impressive universal translator.
Oh, yes. She's like, so what can I do for you?
Let our friend go.
Oh, who is your friend?
The Russian.
Oh, Boris, right?
Yes.
Oh, well, let me put him back together. Would you care to come in?
No.
Okay. Well, it'll take me a little bit of time. It's a delicate procedure to put a body back together.
Put it back like you see us, not like.
Put him back correctly.
Oh.
Or we'll burn your house down.
Oh, yes. You'll burn my house down. Yeah.
But we burned your servant down.
He's weak of mind. I can make another. She turns around and she very calmly walks back in, just with her back to you.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm saying this to them. I don't know what I got so angry. I couldn't stop myself from lighting that guy on fire.
I have this irresistible urge to punch a Nazi whenever I come across one, so I get where you're coming from.
I don't know if I can do it again, though. It took a lot out of me.
Well, there's no need to just calm down. Let's see what she produces Boris in a.
Do we have guns? Make sure we've got ready to attack anything that.
I sent Keith a message. I have mine behind my back already cocked, just in case.
I have a sword cane, but it's not a projectile weapon.
What is she?
I don't know, but we can't leave Boris.
Barring the extra digits, she appeared more or less human.
Yes. Now her skin had a bluish tint to it, almost like if someone doesn't get oxygen through, and you know how they start getting that. What's that? Cyanosis.
Could have taken the head from one person, the arms from another person, and I don't know. I may have endangered us all, but
About 10 or 15 minutes are going on, and the little electrical sparks that you see inside, they seem to be slowing down. And then you see Boris come walking out. He's kind of shuffling in, but he is like, put together. He kind of stands there. And then he starts speaking, but he's speaking in a different voice, a woman's voice. It's like going, yes, I here I am. I was told that you requested me.
Does the voice sound like Rigalil?
No.
Uh,
I think Floris, your friend, is long gone by this point.
fear you're correct.
Rigalil comes back out. She's like, I put him back together. I wasn't sure which brain was his, so I picked one.
Yes,
Wrong one.
this we don't know this person.
This one isn't suitably pickled by vodka.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I am sorry. You have to understand, when you have hundreds of them to pick from, sometimes my labeling gets bad.
What is your home world? Where are you from?
I am from here.
Earth?
From within the earth?
Yes. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, within. Sometimes I go up and to where the sky people live to see what they're up to, see if the gods have destroyed them. But no, not yet.
How did you and Ash come to share this realm?
Oh, she came down. Yeah, she seemed so long ago, but you know how time drags when you're bored.
Mm.
And she decided to go into the city. When I spoke with her and told her that she'd make a fine art project, she knocked me down with her mind. She's quite powerful. She's egotistical. She thinks that she's going to create a new Kanyan empire.
A lot of people above and below seem to have imperial intent these days. It's quite the rage.
It's the in thing.
Well, we appreciate your effort with Boris, but I think he's probably lost to us in your collection.
Oh, well, if I do come across it, I will be sure to put it back.
We expect to be passing this way again. Perhaps we'll call on you.
Oh, I would appreciate that. If you give me a heads up, I can get some stew ready.
Very kind offer.
Mm.
Yeah.
The meat is quite tasty.
I've been considering a vegetarian lifestyle, actually, Madame Rigalil, but thank you.
Mm. Well,
Shall we?
have a pleasant visit in the city. Watch out for the corpses. They tend to walk around on the streets.
Is there any way to keep them from harming us? After all, we are guests.
Oh, you're always much faster than they are. Just run, or I've found a great success by just mentally pushing them away. But you must understand, my art calls.
Yes, I quite understand the feeling. Good day, or whatever it is.
Yes, and when she smiles, the fingers on her jowl kind of wriggle back and forth.
art that calls, quite literally, sometimes screams, mostly in agony.
She
Right.
turns and goes back into the house.
I feel morally obliged to destroy that thing utterly.
The only thing that I could advise against, or argue against that, is that we might need her to put Boris back together correctly with the right brain, sentence I wasn't expecting to say this morning, and also Nesbit putting his fingers and tongue back together again.
Nesbit, I don't know, but I know Boris, and that's I can put it off, but when we come back this way, that thing can't live. It's
Agreed.
art projects. People are not art projects.
Hundreds.
Don't stop the fascists. They might undo this whole world.
We
and
need
none
to
of
be
this
careful
will
too,
matter.
because Boris was not a weakling.
No, indeed. Her friendly demeanor is not soothing to me.
Okay.
Back away from
Yeah. Staying on the path.
Yeah.
As you press on down the path near the edge of the where you imagine her plantation, because her plantation's kind of got some green. And it looks like it has been cared for. You see this one four-legged beast kind of walking along. You would think it was probably a bull, except for the face is a human face, and it kind of smiles at you, and it goes back to then ducks his head down and starts eating on some of the vegetation.
I'm wondering if Lewis Carroll ever came down here, because this is striking me as very kind of Alice in Wonderland. This is just something out of either some twisted dream or nightmare. I'm hoping I wake up from it soon.
Well, all of life has a certain dreamlike quality to it.
All right. So as you press on down the road, the city is getting closer and closer. You see that it is made out of buildings do look like they are made out of gold, but some of them are, collapsed, and others are knocked over into the others. And you can see there's one tall tower kind of in the center, and that one looks like it has been cared for. And if you're headed south to the east, near the edge of the city, you see there is like a sports arena that looks like it's been taken care of also.
Does that look like the arena that I saw previously?
It does.
Right.
Yeah. Right before you get to the city, probably about a half mile before you get to the city, off to the west, there's another path that goes off to the west, and you can see there's a temple at the end of that path. But I assume you guys are headed toward the tower. All right. So who has the lowest luck?
85 here.
78.
Oh, 85 as well.
84.
Nathaniel, that is you.
50.
Get me a luck roll.
That looks good.
Good.
That's
Right.
100.
He's like, I've never seen a 0-1 look so good. I'm sure that's.
My dice can roll that low.
All
I
right.
rolled all zeros. That's got to be a good
Yeah.
thing. No.
Okay. All
That's a
right.
100.
So as you're going down the road, you see this conclave, this group of shambling bodies Some of them missing arms, others that look like they've been gnawed on. All of that kind of a blue tint, like Regalilil was, but they don't seem to be like their body parts were put in weird places. And they start kind of as they start sniffing, and all of you can give me if you want to, you can give me a stealth roll to see if you can.
Are they missing their heads like
Nope.
the other one? Oh,
Nope.
Okay.
Oh shit! I passed.
I failed.
86 is nowhere close.
Yeah, and me neither. I'm so angry about Boris.
Well, 17 is a pass from me.
Nice.
All right, so
See you later, Milton.
they get and they say, almost like the classic 1950s zombie movies, or they start moving towards you, but unlike what Regal said, they seem to be moving at your speed. They're moving at move 8. So if you guys move 7, they're going faster than you are.
Oh,
Well, I am move 8.
I'm moving.
Nice.
That's move 9.
Okay.
But if I see people are slower, I'm gonna stop to help them.
All right. Marsden, how is your movement?
I have 8 as well.
All right.
So perhaps we can avoid. Maybe if we take a couple of shots at them, though, they'll think twice, or they'll eat each other.
It is up to you whether you would like to maybe run and avoid them. There are 6 of them. Or
Let's run.
Yeah.
all right.
Jesse Owens.
All of you give me a constitution roll.
36 is a pass.
Exactly my con, 55.
Same
I have
here.
to spend
65.
I have to spend 5 points to pass.
I got to get out my thing. I can't remember what 1/5 of 80 is. Oh, nope. They didn't quite get it.
16.
Yep, they did not quite get an extreme, so they don't get a move faster. All right, so everyone pass?
Yeah.
Did anyone get an extreme?
I'm one away from a hard. That's all.
Okay, yeah, hard doesn't matter. All right, so you guys will all move at your, so the slowest person is an 8, correct, which is mine also. So we will put you, and I didn't prepare viewers, I didn't prepare a chase for this. So I'm just going to wing it really quick. So we'll start you guys at position 3, and they will start at position 1. And Milton, you are the most dexterous of all of them. What would you like?
Make with the running.
All right. So you take off running, and I'll move you. I'll just keep track of you guys on my little scratch paper here. So you've made it to space 4. And we've got Nathaniel.
Milton has a great idea.
Keep moving. All right. Wyatt.
I have a move of 9, but I am going to stick with the main group. If anybody falls behind.
So what that allows you to do, you can stick with them, but you also have an action where you can take shots.
Oh, perfect. So I'll take a shot, and I'm just staying with the tail of the group. So if anybody falls behind, I'll use my staff.
Gotcha.
Firearms. I have that 32 revolver from Marsden.
Okay.
I'm not great at shooting, but I'll give it a shot. Nah, 87 out of 45.
Yeah, kind of bounces off to something. Okay, Damiel.
I'm running with the group.
Okay, got you all together. And Marsden, you're actually still faster than them too.
Yep.
And remember, you have that insane talent, which comes in and chases. What insane speed? Let me look up what that was again.
I have?
Yep, you got it when you had your one bout of madness. That was the insane talent you got. So when entering a chase, you would have gotten a bonus on your con roll, so you can roll a bonus on that.
Yeah, that first roll was better.
Okay. You still increase your speed by 1, so your speed is now 9. So you're like Wyatt. You can move and take an action, or move 2 spaces.
Sure. Let's see if the magnet. I'll fire 3 with the magnet rifle.
Okay.
See if I can discourage them. Oh, 15 is a hard success. Oh,
all right.
Yes, it is.
All right. Roll your damage.
Ooh, 11.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stay up, but yeah, when you hit it, like one of its arms kind of rips off. It goes, they're not really living flesh, so it just fell off pretty easy there. All right, they will move up to space 2, and Morgan, Nathaniel, since you have the lowest luck, give me a luck roll.
$71 is a pass this time.
All right. What type of obstacle would you like to appear, a kind of a sudden obstacle appear before them?
Oh, well, I mean, there's lots of little buildings about that are in states of decay. So if like some neglected pillar or something that marked the roadway were to fall on their path.
Okay. When it comes to their turn, I will give them a dex roll, and if they fail, they'll lose 1d2 movement. Okay. All right. You guys are up. So, Milton.
Keep on with the running.
Keep on moving. All right. So you're on space 5. They're on space 2. We've got Nathaniel.
I wish I was faster, but I will have to keep moving. I don't want these things to catch up to me.
Gotcha. Wyatt?
I will get the same thing. I'm going to hang at the back of the group and take a pot shot. But I'm going to do an aside to Marsden. Do you actually have extra ammunition for this? It's a revolver, so it'll be 6 shots, so I'm down to 5.
Let's see. I got those from Nazis back in New Jersey. So there should... And I fired it a couple times. I don't think I picked up any ammo for it. So I probably have another, say, 3 rounds, but not a box or anything.
All right. So I have 5. So I'm just going to take 1 shot then.
Okay.
22, which would be hard.
Shooting at the one that is missing arms now?
Might as well, yeah.
All right. Roll your damage.
3 points.
That's what he had left.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So you hit it and it kind of staggers and collapses. All right. Damiel.
How close behind us are they?
We'll say about 50 yards.
Wow, 150 feet. That's a long way off. In that case, I'm going to stop next to Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just going to try and trip whichever one of them is like right in the front, in the hopes that as he falls, all the other ones will trip over.
Okay. All right. With their POW, you only need a regular success.
Quite literally head over heels.
I got a 14 on my
nice,
which is it's 1 away from the heart, but I'll just use it a regular success.
Yep, you only need a regular. All right, yep, they trip. What I'll do is I will give them a penalty dice on their dex check for the obstacle already. Okay.
And
all right.
Run.
Yep, and then,
yeah.
Well, that was your action. So
right, that was my action. So I'm standing next to Wyatt at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then we've got Marsden.
The fact that one of them got hit a couple times and fell apart doesn't dissuade the others. They're just brain hungry.
Yep.
Shambling forward. I think I'm going to use both my moves to go ahead, and if they continue, then I'll be able to stop somewhere and line up a shot next round.
Okay, and give me a spot hidden.
Ooh. 73 is more like that I will spend.
All right, sounds good. All right, the roll with the penalty.
And we're in suburbs now, more or less.
Yeah.
In the outer. There was no city wall or anything. It just sort of.
No, it's kind of like how a city will slowly get built up as you approach it. Yeah, they failed. They didn't even need the penalty dice, so they fell, and they lose only 1 movement point. So they're going to fall a little bit further behind. But if you can, so you guys are getting close to getting away. All right, Milton.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. All right. So just so you're a reference, I'm wanting you to get 5 spaces ahead of them if you're going to get away. Right now, you are 4. Okay. So Nathaniel.
As the Milton does, so do I in this instance.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Wyatt.
I'm not going to take a shot since we have cleared so much distance, and I'm just going to, whoever's in the back, I'm going to run, but keep with the tail person.
That's Damio. Damio's in the back. Speaking of which, Damio, it's your turn.
I think I'm going to turn around and start running now.
Okay.
I had my fun.
Yeah. And Marsden. You're muted.
These city edge buildings are mostly in considerable disrepair.
Yep.
Are there like plants growing up through the street and that sort of thing?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I might as well. I mean, I'm ahead of the pack, so I will, find a convenient horizontal to brace my rifle against and take another pot shot at them.
Okay. So with the distance, you're going to need all hard now.
Right. And 69 is not going to do it, so never mind.
Okay. All right, Nathaniel, give me one more luck roll to see if...
76. Well, worse than the other luck roll is still a pass.
Still a pass. All right. So with that, okay. So we're top of the round. They see if they get their dex move. They do get up and they do kind of Keystone Cops for their way forward. All right, Milton.
See previous 3 actions. Keep on going.
So you kind of go around a corner, and you're starting to feel like, okay, I think I've got enough ahead of them. All right, Nathaniel?
Around the corner seems like a nice place to be.
Yep, you guys feel the same? Wyatt? Still helping Damia?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, yeah. And Damia, I'm assuming you also?
Same thing.
Yeah. And you, since you were in the rear, you were the person I was waiting on to make it to the distance. So, yeah. So you're kind of going. You see up ahead of you, probably about 50 feet. Milton and Nathaniel kind of like maybe find a little alley that they could kind of hop in to make it kind of disappear. But you feel like, okay, yeah, I've kind of thrown them off. Good luck roll during the chase there, Nathaniel, to get the obstacle for you and for them instead of you.
Now that we're pretty much out of danger, or at least for the time being, I want to take a look on the ground. There's rubble and stuff.
Yes.
I want to find a couple, maybe 4 or 5, like palm-sized rocks, and pick them up and either stick them in my pockets or in a little pouch or something.
That'll be no problem. Yeah, it's crumbling.
If I see him doing that,
better
I'm going to do the same thing. Because
much better at throwing rocks than I am at shooting, and it's quiet.
That's true. All right.
Make your rocks hit the target.
Well, I'm just gonna.
All right. So you guys want to Press onto the tower then?
Indeed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make a couple of turns right here to make sure we're out of sight. And I think that out of sight, out of moldy old mind.
Mm-hmm.
It should be pretty easy to keep the bright, shining tower of activity in sight.
Yeah.
Can I ask the GM, the way I'm envisioning this, it's as if there's an empty city full of dilapidated buildings.
Can you see the picture? How like there's stuff just falling down everywhere. And,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like useful, like we don't run across a gun store that
you want to go into buildings and search, you could.
Only if something looks maybe like would have something useful. I don't know. Maybe we stay on the path. We kind of run.
Yeah, the path kind of ended when it got to the city.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we have left the path, but in the sense that there's nowhere else left to go.
That it was intended, yes.
Right.
All right. Yeah, but no, you don't see anything. It seems like do you have any archaeology or engineering?
Oh,
1 point.
Well, yeah.
I've got 60 in archaeology.
All right, give me a roll.
72 in engineering.
Oh, you both can give me a roll.
I got an 06. That is an extreme in archology.
I got a hard on.
I didn't even know I had
engineering.
Yeah. I remember you said you had it. So,
yeah.
Okay, you both realize the Damio really, I mean, for the buildings to be in the shape that they're in now, unless they were like actually attacked and
a cataclysm.
They've been millennia since they've been cared for.
Thousands and thousands of years.
Wow.
So we're not going to find a shop full of recently destroyed grenades.
No.
Okay.
Well, I heard that there's a cellar of fine art just down the road.
Is there canyon written on any of the buildings? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Grenade store.
What you read of some of the canyon? I'm gonna actually you're gonna have to give me a roll because it's really old and worn and
32, and my canyon is I didn't write it down. I don't know what my canyon is.
It was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's written down here somewhere, and I just don't see it.
Probably.
Okay. Well, then I didn't pass.
Yeah, you kind of like,
That's old Kenyan.
Yeah. It's like trying to read Old English. It's like, oh, I recognize that this is Canyon, but
it saith, forsooth, that the Grenadeth store closed.
All right, so you guys make it to the tower. It looks like it is a four stories of like with windows. Then it's got some spires on top of it going up higher. Like I said, it is the one building that looks like it's actually been cared for and maintained. And
it's made of gold?
Yes, it is made of gold.
Wow.
Not painted on gold, like gold?
Like,
it's hard to tell.
Gold. Yeah, it's probably not like, pure, because then it'd be really soft, but
to say it would collapse under its own weight, surely.
Yeah.
It's gold leafed or gold plated.
Yeah.
Like a temple in Asia.
Well, I could stand with a feast.
Yep, there's a instead of stairs up to it, it's like a ramp.
Right, like paintings of the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
Well, there's been quite the confusion of tongues going about here, so.
Right.
All right. You guys,
Are there any guards or anything?
there are not.
Look around and pick up a couple more stones. So I have 2 in my hand, just in case anything. Just too easy.
I imagine she's expecting us.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's any bits of discarded or broken bits of gold around here that you could put in your pocket.
Said there was
I'm
rubble.
Sure, there probably is. Yep, from the buildings kind of collapsing.
I might grab a handful of gold and put that in my pocket.
Yeah. Now if it's real gold, it's very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why. It's the reason why Levi's have rivets,
Oh,
because the miners used to carry gold in their pockets, and stitching was just rip.
huh. All right.
Yeah.
So you your guys are standing outside the tower. The doors are shut.
I'll head up first with my big walking stick. And kind of
Is it wide, the entrance? Like, is
It's
it
a
like
du-
a castle or a palace?
Like a double door.
And the double doors don't have writing on them or a bas relief of a kraken and
Guests coming inside and being eaten and served for dinner?
No.
Or
No,
geek
that-
symbology again. Well, I imagine that's probably back at the temple.
Yeah.
That's on the other side of the door.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go up and I'll knock.
Okay. When you knock, you hear the door handle turn, and you see these 2 ladies here. So they smile at you, and they're like going, "Oh, visitors! My name's Anna, and this is Natalia."
That's a pleasure to meet you both.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. We've been expecting you.
Are they dressed like in modern
Yep.
1920s clothes?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Do they look part Smurf, or are they looking more like surface folks?
Surface folk.
Yes, we are the guests that have yes,
Oh,
Where's Ash sent us?
yes. You were the ones that she met at the institute and then found in the forest, right?
that is correct.
That's us.
This is wonderful. It's so good to see new recruits.
Yeah. Where are you 2 ladies from?
Oh, well, we met Ash when we were at the Slaughter Institute also. Natalia speaks up. She's like, I'm originally from Newark. And then Anna, I am from the Bronx.
Oh, wow. Newark, New Jersey.
Yep. This is the furthest I've ever traveled before from home.
I can say the same for myself as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. And they go, but please come in. The residents out in the city can be sometimes frightfully rude.
Yes, rather. We met the welcoming committee. They were moldy.
Oh, well, looks like we'll need to round some of them up and put it in the arena.
So that's it's blood sports in there, eh?
Yeah, it
Have
is.
blood?
Well, it depends how fresh they are.
Ichor sports.
But as they say, as the Romans do.
Well, this was one road that did not lead to Rome. But,
Well, maybe it would if you eventually pressed on.
perhaps.
But please, she's like, come along, and she they take the lead, and they start heading to a grand staircase.
So how long have you been inside?
Oh, well, Anna, she speaks up and she goes, "Oh, well, I got here in almost 2 years ago, and Natalia was just a month after me. We were some of the first recruits that Miss Ash called.
What are some of your duties as a recruit?
Oh, well, and Anna speaks up. She goes, "Well, I am responsible for keeping the tower clean. I direct the servants as they scrub it out." And Natalia speaks up. She's like, "Well, I'm able to predict the future with and she pulls out a deck of cards and she goes, "I found that they're quite reliable. Unlike yours, which is a tarot deck, hers is just a standard deck of cards."
Yes, that's interesting. We have something to discuss then. Do you, is it strictly yes or no for you?
It is, but as long as you know the right questions to ask, you can still find quite the information.
Mm-hmm. That's the trick of it. Ms. Ash suggested that she'd prepare a feast for us, and we've been eating a lot of dried legumes.
Oh yes, we'll get that going right away. I'll have Graham get it started. He's the newest one that's been thoroughly in. She almost said broken, but then she says the newest one that has been welcomed.
Yes, we met Graham above.
Well,
so some are servants and some are recruits.
Well, we're all recruits, but as all good soldiers know, you must. They don't send you to boot camp for pleasure. They must break you down and rebuild you in the image that they want.
That rings very familiar to me.
Break down, like take apart.
Put back together.
They bring you up, and they come to a large room, and the doors open, and you do see Esmeralda Ash standing there. As you come in, there's some other blue people standing around. Some of them have like what looks like the old-fashioned box cameras, and they look they're kind of eyeing you, but Esmeralda goes no, they were asked to be here. She's like, you came, and right on the timeline that I expected.
And we didn't stray from the path.
Oh, that is most fortunate.
Woman.
Oh, she's a strange one. But she serves a purpose. She keeps unwanted guests away from the city, ones that I haven't warned.
Yes, she's been expressing herself with a friend of ours from above.
Oh, I'm most sorry to hear that. She's thoroughly mad, you know.
I think so. Have the Lemurian/Nazi sympathizers shown up down here, to your knowledge?
If they have not come this way. But
there was shooting between here and the cave yesterday, or some time ago.
Yes. They must be questing for something. I'd heard that there had been an incident at the temple.
To whom is that temple enshrined?
Oh, that is one of the temples to. Are you familiar with the Nug and Yeb?
Passingly.
It is one of their temples. We are a polytheistic society. We worship many of the gods, and those are some of them.
Oh, and what kind of disturbance at the temple?
Well, you must understand that I don't subscribe to their branch of religion. They seem to be more obsessed with the carnal pleasures. But from what I heard, the sounds coming from there changed from screams and moans of pleasure to more of screams of pain. Something that I've been told from some of my friends here has not been heard from ever before.
Not a very thick dividing line between the two, to be fair.
Yes, maybe that's the case. But the sounds of any sounds have not been heard from last time I sent someone to check.
Is the temple staffed?
Oh, well, there are the worshippers that are there at all times.
These are priests of Nug and Yeb, or it seems like there aren't a lot of citizens that aren't in the state of decay.
There are not. It is one of the few temples that still had a active parishioners. I think mostly because, unfortunately, Kanyan society, in their ennui, decided to push their pleasure to further and further bounds until they forgot how to their greatness. But don't worry, I will make Kanyan great again, and we will rise up.
Now, is Esmeralda Ash in person? Is she also blue? Like, is she?
She is not.
So, Esmeralda, if I may call you by your first name.
Oh, please.
She's African American, isn't she?
She is. Yep.
You're not native here yourself, are you?
I am not, but I believe I have a distant bloodline that can be traced to this world. As all of you possibly too. I mean, how else could we explain our powers of the mind?
I know where mine came from.
Yeah, I believe there are different roots, but also this world is forgotten by most of us on the surface. So perhaps there's truth to what you say. But really, we should, if you'd like to break bread, we should get on soon and find our foes.
Oh yes, he was like going. Come, join me in the in the dining hall. She gets kind of sweeps up and walks ahead of you. You see the Anna and Natalia escort her, and then the Kanyans follow. With one of them kind of stops and holds out his hand like expectantly, like, please join.
Keeper, the Kanyan people have a bluish cast. Is that right?
That is correct.
It's just normal for these underground people. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these people are not blue. They're from our world.
Yep. Esmeralda, Anna, and Natalia are not blue. And of course, Dr. Nesbitt was not either.
She seems to be gathering together people who have special abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, David.
So, do you follow?
Yes. Cooper, do you think we'd be unwise to dine here?
I fear the meat that's going to be served, for starters.
Whoa, she said something on the surface about fish, didn't she?
Yeah.
I know Wyatt made it very clear that we don't eat people, so
Right.
Well, and these people just don't come across as like monsters like that woman. These look like people from the 1920s.
I have that concern, that it's Persephone and her pomegranate. I do not want to be recruited against my will into her cause of Kanyan greatness. I just want to kill some fascists and go home. But
Yes,
I
that
am
is-
tired of dried beans.
Well, let's take a look and see what it is. And it's going to be human food because those people are humans. So I hope they look human.
So quick meal with the nice ladies, have a chat with Graham, and then I guess we go to the temple and engage in the dark supplication of Yug and Neb. Assuming we don't run into any fascists or other Lemurians.
I don't
Right.
know about participating in some religious ritual about Nug and Ebb.
I mean, when an intelligent insect inside a giant worm teaches me a prayer and I find myself near a temple to those deities, I feel like it's a natural fit.
All right. So when you come into the dining room, it is a large table set out. Of course, Esmeralda takes the head of the table. And through one of the doors, these two gentlemen walk in. So you have Evan, the African American gentleman. He introduced himself. Evan Bain, pleased to meet you. The other gentleman goes, and I'm Graham Tolhurst. I'm the one responsible for the meal. I hope that you like it. I'm still mastering my cooking. She goes, please sit.
Graham,
And then-
could you tell us about the meal? What are you serving us today?
Oh, well, I've got some lovely fish, and I've blackened it and added some spices. And if you are not a seafood eater, then I have made some vegetable pies. I myself have found that the vegetarianism, I found that I just feel much more healthier eating that. Although sometimes I can be tempted to go back to my old ways, especially with the blackened fish.
Sounds good.
is it possible to trouble you for both fish and a pie?
Oh, that's no problem at all.
Jim, what day of the week is it?
It
On the
is
surface or down here?
it is the 6th day, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'll have the vegetables.
Oh,
One of the fish, but I'll have the vegetables.
okay. I just
Are there any stimulating beverages that you partake of down here? I assume
yeah.
there are no coffee beans.
You're speaking of caffeine. I was going to say we have some lovely floral meads that we enjoy.
Didn't see any bees. Are there bees?
Oh yes, out in the fields to the what you would reference as east of the trail.
Hmm.
There's some bees. Of course, we need some type of pollinators.
Naturally. How does it smell, Keeper?
Well, they haven't brought any out yet.
Okay.
So Anna stands up and she's like going, I will have the servants bring the food. And then she kind of closes her eyes. Then the doors open and you see essentially zombies bringing in the food. She's like going, these are our servants. They're quite wonderful. They don't ask questions once you know how to control them, they're completely harmless.
How
germs.
do you go about controlling them?
Oh, it's quite the discipline of the mind. If you are strong of mind, I could assist in teaching you.
And would this be on weeks, months, days, hours?
Oh, it took me several months to master it. But they set down the food, and it does smell quite wonderful. And they do bring out a decanter with the meat in it. Of course, they pour some for everyone, and then Anna closes her eyes again, and they shuffle back out. Esmeralda goes, please enjoy. We are not uncivilized here, and the guests always partake first.
I pass on the alcohol, but I dig into the fish and veggies.
Yep. And as soon as Wyatt takes a bite, everyone else starts eating. It almost seems like they're accustomed to wait for at least one guest to partake.
To your hospitality, Ms. Ash.
Thank you, Mr. Lethbridge. But please, Esmeralda, I think we've gone past the formalities.
As you like, Esmeralda.
So you tell me that some Lomarians, as you refer to them, are planning to destroy the world.
I don't think they're planning to destroy the world. They're planning to displace the sky dwellers with their own kind. But in the process, we understand that they're endangering reality itself. They're mid-range talents at best, and they're engaged with technologies above their ken.
I see. They're dabbling in things that they don't truly understand and are beyond their control.
I think that's a good estimate, yes.
It could become the destroyer of worlds, as some would say.
Poetic types, yes.
Even if they succeed in their plans, they're talking about removing all variation from the world, so it'll die anyway.
Oh well, if they were able to succeed in their plan and able to lessen the population on the surface, then that would make our goals much easier.
If they're threatened by anything, especially people with psychic powers, they'll exterminate them all. They'll exterminate anyone who isn't like them.
It's quite a weapons-mad crowd we're dealing with.
I see. Well, then it is most fortunate that we have met up and decided to join in forces.
It's most fortunate.
I mean, if you're seeking Yin Ho, you cannot just simply walk there as you did here. Its distance is 100 times further than what you traveled.
Is there any way to get there faster? Do you have transportation like horses or?
I believe there's an incantation, isn't there? A supplication of sorts.
Oh, the supplication is a calming ritual. No, you're seeking the Black Pilgrimage.
Yes.
It's like, I do not know that one myself, but from what I understand, it's written in the temples.
Is it written in Kenya?
I assume.
If these guys went to the temple, there was gunfire. They're already probably done the ritual. We need to hurry.
Perhaps, but just because the world is threatened does not mean that we are not still alive. She raises another mead.
Yes, it'd be such a shame to rush such an excellent meal.
I knew when I saw you sleeping a few weeks ago, Mr. Cooper, that you were one that I would agree with.
Speaking of the tabs you keep on the surface, we know, Graham, that you were at Slaughter not long before we visited there, but we don't know what talent it was that brought you there. Is it rude of me to inquire?
Oh, no, of course not. It's like I've found that I have a unique ability to see into the future.
Not the cartomancy that...
No, almost like I see pictures and wisp of what is to occur.
Have you got any useful advice for our conflict?
Let me see. Ooh, that's a good roll. He kind of closes his eyes. He's like, I see you traveling on a path you did not originally intend. I see trees and a pit of flesh. I don't understand that.
I don't know which I dislike more, the flesh or the pit part.
I thought you were going to say the trees. Much more of a city folk myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. Thank you for that. And Mr. Bain, were you also at Slaughter?
Yes, I was. So were you?
We visited there. We were invited. One of the difficulties of that Esmeralda's experiment involves is that the Institute is struggling to survive since everyone who goes there goes missing.
Ah, that's too bad for them.
How long ago were you there?
Oh, I was. Let me turn to that page. I was there. Is that him? I was there a little over a year ago.
Did you find it useful, or were you happy to come below?
I was happy to leave. As enlightened as they could be, I found the town of Woodstock still unwelcoming of a black man.
Yes, there is that. And your skills?
Well, first off, we've told you one of ours. I'm unfamiliar with the bow-tied fellow. What are your abilities?
Well, I suppose the label that's been put on it by several others is being clairvoyance, being able to see distant places, follow threads and connections to them.
See, seems we are almost the mirror image, whereas I'm able to touch things and see what has occurred to them in the past.
So psychometry.
That was the term they used at the Institute also.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, if it's not, I hope you don't find me rude when I say this, but I'm not 100% sure that Esmeralda should trust the five of you.
Oh, and why would that be?
I find it rather convenient that five gentlemen with powers were able to get together without being at the Institute originally. Seems more of too much of a coincidence for my tastes.
Oh, well, we met in a dream.
In a dream. Perhaps you're still in one.
There's
There's
to manifest an apple.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes me days to stop trying to do that. I mean, you get used to it over a course of a decade or so, and
Some have said that all
so
that we
tedious.
see or seem may be just a dream within a dream.
Mm.
There's no reason for you to trust us. Trust
Exactly.
is earned. Trust is earned.
This is spoken like a man that has experienced life.
I've
There you go.
experienced a lot of wise people along the way. I'm just a student.
Esmeralda
the
is
day-
like sipping as she's watching this conversation, almost like this was kind of planned. Like she has someone to feel you out for her.
At the end of the day, if we do not stop this group, they will undo everything above and below. Trust us or not, we're trying to save everything that's here and above.
That is what Esmeralda said, which is why you were allowed to come.
There's no
Normally-
reason ultimately why the world above and the world below can't have commerce with one another, support one another, be friends. That's the best way for everything to run. But there are always going to be bad groups that need to be squashed.
Well, we shall see. But I have, being the quartermaster of this tower, I have been directed to supply you with what you believe you would need.
And indeed, if we are to travel beyond Yan Ho, what is it that we might need?
Well, once you get past the more civilized portions of Kanyan, then you need ways to protect yourself. Do you have enough bullets? Did you bring enough?
Will bullets protect us then? Yes. I mean, we can get more bullets.
Yes, the pistol that Mr. Chambers is using is short of ammunition.
Do you have any better weapons, things that will work better against the denizens of this underland?
We do have weapons that work, I think, better than pistols. They're much more effective of making people disappear. And goes, you saw the boxes, the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Those are quite good at making people disappear.
That's a very specific choice of words.
It is. Yes.
The cameras do this?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard of them stealing souls when you take pictures with them.
He's like, now that our meal is winding down, perhaps you'd like a demonstration.
Well, sure.
As long as they don't point at one of us, that's fine.
Right, right.
Oh, that would be pointless.
I do enjoy a new technology. Do you know, if you'd stayed at the Slaughter Institute, there was a fellow who developed a dream-inducing machine, which is how we ran into Mr. Cooper. He's now one of the hands at the farm outside of town.
he'd be better dead than alive.
We were wondering about putting her arts and crafts projects out of their misery.
She would always find more.
Why do you tolerate her?
Esmeralda speaks up, and she's like, "I found that she's a good gatekeeper. Plus, the mushrooms and grain that she grows are quite tasty."
But she's a monster.
Yeah, she's eccentric beyond to the extreme.
Yeah, so I'd never have guessed until this trip just how deep extremes can go.
But come, you wanted a demonstration, correct? He's like, we'll go to the arena. I have an underground way, so we don't have to deal with the walking corpses. She gets up, and Evan rises with her, and the others also. But Evan goes, "Shall we, gentlemen?"
I believe so.
So they walk you along. It's about the underground tunnel. It's a direct route. It's about 5 city blocks, so not too far of a walk to get there. And as you come up into the underbelly of the arena, she goes, so what would you like the demonstration on? Would you like it to be someone sentient or one of the walking flesh?
I think one of the walking flesh will be fine.
Does it have different effects on one or the other?
Well, the screams are quite exquisite if they know what's happening to them.
Non-sentient, please.
Understood.
I tend to find that screams are not great for my digestion. Thank you.
Silk hair, I understand. Well, she goes, Mr. Bain, please provide them with a demonstration. So a zombie comes out, it's missing an arm, and he gets out one of the box cameras. He's like going, now you have to keep it focused on it for a bit. And he holds it up and presses the buttons on both sides. Like this pulsing light comes out, and you see the flesh just start kind of disappearing, almost like what was happening to Boris when the blood was coming out of the dimensional shambler. And then there's a giant hole where the beam hit on the thing, and it just kind of falls down. And she goes, as you can see, it banishes tissue to another dimension.
Well, that is a quite thorough method to do away with somebody.
Disintegration ray.
Oh, almost like a teleportation ray rather than disintegrate. Because if it's just moving something to another reality, it's not destroying it, it's just shifting it.
Yeah, well, it's destroyed now. It's
destroyed for us.
You've knocked a hole in it.
Is this a technology that you found down here or developed or?
Oh, we found it. They had it stored down in the basement of the tower.
And they're quite portable, are they?
Well, I mean, it was portable as a large box.
Is it a tripod sort of thing, or is it free-handed?
You can hold it up. Yeah.
Would you be willing to allow us to have some of those? That does seem effective to stop anything coming at us.
Oh, of course. If we're going to work together, we must trust each other implicitly, right?
think it
What
should
you
be
have-
explicit, actually. I think we should make our terms very clear.
Ah, yes, of course. She goes, yes. If you would like one, I can provide a couple.
Do you have any hand-to-hand weapons?
We have swords.
Now you're talking.
He goes, Evan, can you go get one of the swords, see if it's a type that they would like? He takes off. And after a little bit of time, he comes back and he's got a gold-hilted sword with a 2-foot long blade, and it curves forward dramatically, like a scimitar. But it is quite well balanced. And if anyone has any history or archaeology, you can make a roll.
I've got 5 times history than I have archaeology.
I got 12.
Nice.
So once again, I recognize it immediately.
Yeah. It looks like it is a combination of a Nepalese kukuri and a scimitar out of like the Algerian region, but about in the Moorish time.
Very Asian sort of feel to this. India. Yeah, it's very interesting. Can I have one of those?
Oh, of course, we have more of these than we do of the, as you call them, disintegration rays.
Yeah, I'd be distinctly more handy with that than I would a camera.
Ah, here you go. For your notes, the sword does 1d6 plus 2 damage.
Yeah.
Now, would that be for fighting brawl, or would that be sword specialization?
It's a fighting sword.
Yeah, so I'll stick with my whip.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to stick with clubbing things with my walking stick and perhaps one of these cameras. I don't know if I'll be any good with it though.
And the camera, it's a lens focus sort of situation. So if one were at a distance, one could focus on a group or.
Mm-hmm. Now he does say, it's only effective out to 20 yards.
What I'm most curious about the mechanism inside it as well. So I would be very grateful for the loan of one of these devices. We might be able to learn something even more useful as a result of this ancient technology.
Mm. He goes, well, it is quite good, and I hope that you reconsider that you after you stop these things, whatever they are, that you consider joining us. We are have quite the dreams of rising again.
We certainly would seem to be natural allies of a sort.
Well, and if we're going to rebuild the culture, I mean, we can look around us and see the culture that they once had.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
Yes.
I will grab one of those cameras if you don't mind, since nobody else, only one other person I think is using one.
Okay. Yeah. They have 2 that they can provide.
Yes, well, if we put our heads together, I bet we can
That's exactly
figure
what
something
I was
out.
thinking.
If we have downtime, which I'm not assuming we will. We're on a tight schedule there ahead of us.
He's like, but since there is no shows planned for the night, shall we retire back to the tower?
Yes, thank you.
He's like, we in a few days we'll have a circus for display. They can be quite liberating to your mind.
So what is
we
the
have a few days.
No,
Yeah.
we might be back in time to catch your circus if things go very well.
No.
What is the population here?
Oh, there is
Outside of the tower, living, etc.
spread out through here. There's a few hundred living in the city. Now, fully pledged to me, we have only about 30. The rest, they spend their days in a drug-fueled haze.
What's the substance?
Oh, it is a fungus that they dry and smoke.
Cooper sounds rather up your alley.
Do you have any?
No, I find it quite disgusting, and one of the reasons why they have not taken their rightful place. I am trying to wake them up with the shows at the arena.
I'm sure they're quite edifying. And these drug-addled few, these are descendants of the ancient Kanyan?
Well, I don't know if I'd call them descendants. I mean, some of them were alive when Kanyan was in its glory.
Oh, it's a very long-lived people.
Oh, yes. Yes, old age does not occur. Well, they're not immortal because they can still die.
Is this something they do, or is it just natural to them? In other words, can they give this to you? Immortality.
I am still researching if I can inherit that from them. The experiments so far have been unsuccessful. But one never knows, and if not, then my daughter will succeed once I conceive of her. I talked of one of you being my consort, if you're.
What sort of attributes are you seeking in the? What if you had a son?
Oh, if I had a son, well, we would just try again. After all, Henry VIII, he tried many times.
Right. Yes. It might be interesting to experiment with what natural gifts would be interestingly combined with your own.
Yeah. Well, with the right breeding program, and we could definitely create a race that would rise above all. If they failed, there's always the arena to dispose of them.
This has been a lovely meal.
Yes. And you were having this conversation as you were kind of walking back through the tunnel to the tower. Will you be sleeping here, or do you want to press on? I don't know when the last time you rested was.
It's been a while.
It's a little even hard to remember whether I'm AM or PM on this here in the constant
and when
twilight.
when you kind of point at your watch, you notice that your watch has stopped ticking.
Yeah. Anybody remember to wind?
I don't keep time. I feel that it's distracting.
Oh, I've got my pocket watch because I need it for hypnosis. So check to see if that's still going.
It is not.
I can tell how many times I've slept and how I feel. So I don't feel particularly fatigued at the moment, but it's probably late afternoon, early evening.
Check to see if the time on my watch matches Marsden's, because I'm wondering if they stopped at the same time.
They did.
Uh-huh. Something magnetic, perhaps, or...
In the rock.
yeah.
Or the two are both completely distracted and they both ran down at the same time.
If I wind my watch, will it start ticking, or is it dysfunctional here?
It is dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have maybe one of the reasons the locals don't age is because time doesn't work correctly down here.
Yeah, I was wondering if there is more of a case of that we're moving and the watch just isn't.
Have any of you determined what the light source is? Since you've been here for so long?
Oh, it's a fungus that produces its own bioluminescence.
A great deal of it, given the fact that crops can grow. It's fascinating.
Yes, it is.
Is that the same fungus that the locals smoke?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think anyone goes up to the ceiling anymore.
Do you know how high above it is in the center?
Oh, thousands of feet.
Remarkable, really. So, do we think we should rest, or do you think we should press on?
Let's rest. I think tomorrow we should go to that temple and see what's there.
Yeah. We don't want to go in proverbially half-cocked, exhausted, etc.
I can see if I can decipher what the writing on the temple says.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wouldn't mind experimenting with the ray camera before we try to use it in combat also. Get a sense of focus.
And we're out.
All right.
Does it have like infinite charges, or does it have to be recharged?
It does.
Can you wind it up, or it's just a natural effect?
Just holding down the buttons.
It absorbs energy or generates it somehow.
Yeah. So mechanically for you guys, you'll have to hold down the buttons for 2 rounds before it fires.
And what happens if you only hold one button down? Just nothing?
Doesn't work.
It explodes, killing everybody within 100 feet.
Yeah. Doing 10d10 damage.
He's a walking howitzer. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, they do have rooms for you to rest in.
I was gonna say we should at least double up, maybe, or 3 and 2 or something.
Yeah, I think we want to remain somewhat watchful. Sadly,
maybe Marsden, if you wanna bunk with me, and maybe we could spend an hour or two using our talents to kind of figure the cameras out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm quite curious about the fundamental principles here.
And the other 3 of us can take another room and see if there's a way to lock the door or block the door. Or
chair under the handle.
I don't know if such basic precautions are going to protect us against such an assortment of gifted individuals.
It's true, but then what would? So we might as well get some sleep. If they're going to kill us in our sleep, then they're going to kill us in our sleep.
Okay. All right. So Wyatt and Marsden, you guys are going to kind of like mess around.
They both have weird science talent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're going to do their MacGyver roles.
Okay. All right. Give me a science engineering. Or
I think we both get at least I have handy, so I get a bone on a. Would that be? Yeah. Well,
I have weird science, but not.
Yep.
Is it electrical, in fact?
Yeah, electrical would work also.
So we would get the bonus, I think, then. I get a bonus, I know.
Mm-hmm.
First one is 72, second is 12.
Okay.
A 42 is my best. I'll spend 2 points to make that good.
Okay.
So an extreme and a hard you got?
But for electrical, mine's just regular.
Yeah.
All right.
As you're kind of like messing with it and all, you realize that it's got a simple little charging mechanism. When you push them both down, it connects the connection, completes the connection. But what kind of blows your mind is like, despite everything you've studied, there should be no such thing as a perpetual machine that pulls its charge and is able to charge itself up at the same time. Whereas somehow they're able to do this, and you determine that the ray is created by this crystal, and you got an extreme on that, Wyatt?
Yes.
You are, as you kind of mess with it, you think it's actually a crystallized blood of something. But you could reasonably, it could be from the descriptions of those dimensional shamblers, you could reasonably go, oh, it's crystallized of that.
So I'll let Marsden know that. And I was wondering if there's anything I could put on it to make the beam more intense or fractal, or maybe make it like a shootout in a better.
You're gonna need another roll to kind of, because that roll was to kind of figure out how it was working, like almost like a kaleidoscope, or well, that's not.
6.
Oh.
Without the bonus, I don't even need the roll.
Yeah, you can't get better than that.
Yeah.
So you realize that with a few hours of work on that, you could actually get it to where it can split and hit 2 targets at the same time.
I'll forego some sleep and work on that. And that's the one I'm going to give to Marsden to use.
All right.
Not because I think it's going to do anything bad, because I'm not good with a gun and he's better,
Gotcha. Yeah. And it's firearms rifle is the skill it's going to be using. So
Good. Yeah, it's my better.
Oh, color. All right. And so to Milton, Nathaniel, and Damio, to sleep perchance to dream. Yes, are as you're kind of rest away. Damio, go ahead and give me a power roll.
53 is a regular pass.
Oh, as you're okay, as you're trying to lay down, you and rest, you keep hearing this whispering in your voice, like this sultry seduction, as she goes, being here, being the chosen one of the queen is not such a rough life after all. kind of. Milton and Nathaniel, you sleep fine.
Actually, my thoughts, because my thoughts were here earlier, I'm thinking if I could find a worthy reason to assist and help, I would do it in the hopes that I could help guide and change her mind about the whole master race bullshit. But that's where I'm going. So the whole becoming her consort is not out of the question. It's so I don't resist that idea immediately.
Ah, gotcha. That's what you get for.
But I have ulterior motives.
Right. That's what you get for being one of the better looking one.
Well, I enjoy this game now more than I have.
All right.
She likes beards.
For
That's
all
right.
my charm.
All your charm. Yeah.
I don't have your talent.
Form over substance, I suppose.
Yeah. So, but the night passes on. If you and yes, Nathaniel, you get 2 more hit points back.
Hey, I didn't even have to ask. I was good. Since my injuries are perennial, it's just
yeah. They keep showing up. All right. Okay. Looking at our time, what we got? About 10 minutes. Okay. So the morning arrives. You guys, I assume after a breakfast. Now they don't have coffee, so unless you brought some.
I don't carry a grinder. I just use my teeth.
Okay, like cowboy coffee. All right. Assume you press out to the temple.
Well, I'll compliment Graham on his cooking skills, both for dinner and for breakfast. Maybe give him a boost of much-needed self-confidence and maybe a little bit of individualism.
Thank you. And Anna says that she'll escort you because she's able to repel the Walking Dead.
Okay. Very convenient. When we return, perhaps you can teach us some of those tricks as well. They might even work on some of the Nazis, actually.
Oh, well, they do have to not have functioning brains for it to.
They don't. They don't.
You haven't met the people we've met recently.
Apparently not.
Brain stems and peas.
They drag their knuckles in a similar kind of fashion too.
I understand. She's like, but I hope to see all of you soon. And she, once you're at the edge of the city, she bids you adieu.
Okay.
All of you can give me an idea roll.
Oh, I found that.
02.
And 86 is 1 point away from a pass. I'm on the cusp of an idea.
I have an extreme success. It all comes clear to me. It's the freshly chewed beans.
Yeah,
I'm 3 points away from an extreme.
As you're kind of walking along, it occurs to you that there was one person that came down here that you haven't seen. Jeffrey.
Right. He's the most recent escapee.
Yes.
I wonder if that means that the Lomarians have him. We didn't. He didn't come up with Rigolil.
He might be a chair inside or a desk.
But didn't they say the newest one had long hair, and that was Boris?
No, the newest one who had been properly indoctrinated. I fear that young Jeffrey might still be bucking as one does when they're trying to hold on to themselves.
Let's propose that the Nazis do have him, and he had seen us or the group in the Institute, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So then the Nazis know there's a group at the Institute, so they would hurry their actions.
Well, they know. I mean, they gave a good enough description for Tweedledum and Tweedledummer to recognize us.
Right, but if they tortured this kid from the Institute, I'm sure he's going to...
Yeah, I mean, if he told them who showed up, they know enough about us to have told the twins, the brothers.
So we have to expect that then. So
yeah, I mean, also
we've got the hole puncher machine.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, we made it a double hole puncher.
Really? So you punch 3 holes?
2.
Yeah,
with one,
two of the
and one with another. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, as you're discussing this, you come to the temple. It is made of gold. As you are approaching, you notice that the the top of the temple near the entrance has actually collapsed in on itself, and it looks like the door got crushed.
But it's been this way for thousands of years, probably.
Does it seem that way? And how about bullet holes?
It looks like it will require, again, an archaeology or science engineering to determine that.
This feels reminiscent to me of the passage way back up in the caves.
Wasting 01 on a engineering roll.
I
got bullet holes.
I got it a hard.
No, this looks like it was in the last few days. They're
blowing things up. Fucking Nazis.
So, are there signs of combat? Is there dried blood? Are there bullet holes? Or does it look like demolition?
It looks more like demolitions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they got their way inside and they detonated behind them in order to prevent anybody else from learning the secrets required to follow them.
But they could not possibly know the prayer, could they? They didn't speak to our insect friend.
No. You learned the supplication from the insect friend. They're looking for the Black Pilgrimage, which is in this building.
I would think that if you offered the supplication, you'd be able to learn the pilgrimage more readily, but
maybe.
They said there was worshippers in the temple at all times, I think, if I remember correctly.
Let's see if we can find our way.
Well, we have devices that we could simply remove this material from existence, don't we?
Mm-hmm. But that might cause things to collapse more.
Well, with an 01 engineering roll, would I be?
Who says there's only one way in?
Make a back door. Quite literally, make a back door.
I want to call out for survivors. See if there's anybody buried in the rubble. We could maybe help.
Okay. When you call out, you do hear moaning and not pleasurable moaning.
Yeah. And it is the entrance is completely occluded by this rubble.
Yeah.
Oh. Esmeralda Ash says she sent somebody here and hasn't heard from them since. Maybe Jeffrey's stuck inside.
Well, I hear people in pain buried in this. I'm going to start grabbing stuff.
Let's circle the building and see if we can find a way that isn't in collapse. Or I'll do that.
Yeah. I'm going to try.
I'll try and hone in on where the voice is coming from.
Okay. So Marsden, when you circle around, you don't find another way in.
Okay.
And Damio, as you're kind of moving things out of the way, give me a strength roll.
000. I'm going to get crushed underneath.
Yeah, that crap's
rubble.
That gold's way too heavy.
Oh, my back!
I rolled over on my leg.
No, we just have to remove.
Yeah, what is the shape of the building? Is it a cylinder? Is it a lozenge? Is it rectilinear?
It has a square at the base, and then it's got like a dome on top.
Okay, so I'm going to go and I agree that if we remove material from the collapse, we might have more collapse. So I'm going to go around a corner, find a blank area where there's no windows, and try to take a
whole picture.
Take a level off with ray.
All right, give me a firearms rifle, and essentially you just don't want to malfunction it because you're shooting the broadside of a barn.
Right. Yeah. 24 is fine for my 40.
Yeah.
I'd still be able to miss that.
Yeah. So you do make a hole in there, and the sounds get much louder.
Oh, Damiel, you can probably speak to them better than we can. Assuming they're priests inside.
I'll say, we hear you. We're coming to help you in Kenyan.
Okay.
And now we can just go through the hole, right?
Yep.
Made a circular doorway.
So, who goes in first?
I'll go in first.
Okay.
Because I'm calling out.
Okay, when you go inside, the scene of carnage, there's looks like there's about 40 canyons here. At least there was 40 originally. Really, there's only about 5 that are still alive. They're all naked, and there's body parts blown everywhere and crushed. And some of them were killed in the act of fornication. And you can give me a sanity roll for seeing just the sheer carnage that.
And I assume we should all do it because we're going to see it soon enough.
I
failed.
I passed, but barely.
I would instantly try and go to do some type
5.
of first aid.
Yeah, only 1d2 if you failed.
And for a pass, nothing?
Nothing. Yeah. All right.
I expected to see carnage.
Yeah. As you enter in the temple and see the carnage and Wyatt goes to attend to first aid, we'll draw the curtains on this episode, and we will continue next week.
Excellent. Our players included Jason Melnichuk, Matthew Sanderson, David Gasway, Morgan Llewellyn, and myself, with Keith Craig as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. We'll like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.